Hello. We're going to hope and pray that my computer decides to cooperate. For the first sprint, I think what I'm going to do is make sure that I have oh, no, I did tweet it out. I need to quote tweet that. But first sprint, all I'm going to do, let me close some tabs. I don't trust this computer. So let's close some tabs. But I need to import some footage into the thingamajigger, into the project. Mm, okay. It's a good thing I was closing tabs because I already see myself over here stuttering, and I don't like that. Um, quote tweet. That is happening. And then for today, I just have one more book for this project, which is very exciting. I don't know why it's trying to open. I don't want to open this Kindle. I have one more book. This book I think is like 360 some odd pages. Hello, Kelsey. So I think that this will probably wind up being another 4-ish hours. Um, so I did start a little bit earlier, not much. Hello, Sarah. Yes, I am almost done, and I want to be done, which is why um let's see, Mark is right. Which is why I want to get this done now. So I can finally uh call it a day and not have to worry about this silly little project any longer. So love that for me. I'm also probably gonna get some water. So we're gonna be very productive for that first sprint, which will be 25 minutes. Okay, let me locate that file. Um, hello, Monique. Happy that you found the channel. Hopefully, now that I'm done with this secret project, I will be back to uploading regularly. I am not in the comments right now, so I do apologize for that, but I need to find where this I feel like I had to do this the last time with this project, and so I don't know why I'm surprised now. What? Where is this? I have no idea where this file is. I must have deleted that one. Hate that for the culture. Although I did not like that book, so I guess I can't really be surprised. Is it really not in this folder? Anyway, let's see here. Men deserve all the good books. You're reading Medical Apartheid. Your brain is mush. I feel like I saw someone else, not recently, but I feel like I was definitely like last year, maybe. I saw people reading that. I do too love. I feel like I saw people reading this. I'm hoping this one is good too. I do know that this one that I'm going to end this video with, I think this is actually like the last book for the video as well, so it's kind of fitting. Um, I believe it's more like hard hitting. I think it's supposed to like deal with sexual assault, so I'm not expecting it to be like light and fun, but I'm expecting it to be at least decent. I'm hoping. Oh, I can mark that as red, so I don't have to scroll past it anymore. One day I will. Oh, you can mark that as red. I didn't mark a lot of these as red on my Kindle. I don't know what I was doing. We can mark that as red. And then after I do this, I can go back in to my NetGalley and actually download. I have been putting off downloading other arcs that I was approved for um, until I could get rid of all of these and feel like I had actually reviewed things, and so they wouldn't just look at me like, "What are you doing, sir?" Hello to you. I really must have deleted that little clip because it don't seem to exist anywhere, which I'm okay with, I think. It might be on my phone. I'll have to check. Um, I'm gonna have to look into that. We can mark that as red. First sprint, I'm not interacting well. We're gonna do the first sprint in 5 minutes. I think I might have said that, but people are still coming in, and I'm apparently marking things as red, trying to find this file on my Kindle. Hello, Lashonda. Welcome. If you're just filing in, feel free to let me know what you're going to be reading in the comment section below. I will be reading, like I said, the last little YA contemporary that I need to read, that I need to get done for. Here it is. Haha. So the Kindle says it's only going to take me 2 hours and 51 minutes to read this, but we'll see how accurate that is. Hello, welcome. Assuming that this gets done today, right now, let me just cancel because clearly none of this matters. I'm not going to try and find that. Right now, this video is sitting at 4 hours. So love that for me. Although I think I have a couple of things. Okay, so I have more footage to import than I thought, but that's fine because it's filmed. I just have to import. Right now, this video is sitting at 4 hours, and not all of it needs to be edited. Just a couple of things. Just the last 3 books I read need to be edited in. So it'll probably wind up somewhere around 3 hours, I think. Which is fine. I knew this was going to be long, but because let's see here, today is the 5th. This is going to go for probably close to 4 hours. So we'll be done sprinting like maybe 7, 8 again, which means if you're a patron, if I'm lucky, this might be up for you guys tomorrow on the 6th. And then Wednesday, the 8th, it'll be up for everybody. I think I can hold to that promise. Patrons might get it on Tuesday, but I think by the 8th, we could do this. I think I can announce that here. I'm very excited to be done with this little video. So love that for the culture. Love that for everybody. Yeah, this was a real wild time. This is the most this is the most put together I have ever attempted to be, and I have no desire to ever attempt to hold on to footage for this long ever again. You're finishing up Pursuit of Portia, and then you're going to continue Nowhere Girl. Both are autobiographies / memoirs. Interesting. I'm not really a memoir. That is actually what I wanted to read. I think it was like, at this point, it was almost a month ago. Erin was doing some sprints with her patrons, and I started reading Shine Bright, a personal history of like Black women in pop music. I wanted to finish that today as well. I doubt that I'm going to, especially because I'm here now with y'all. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It really will be. It'll be a lot, but it's fine. I've been gone a while, so I feel like it's okay. And I do remember before I even did the first pass, this was like 5 hours. So it's not as intense as it could have been. It definitely could have been a lot worse than it's going to be. So love that for y'all. We're going to do the first sprint, like I said, in like 10 seconds. So if you are just filing in now, make sure you have your book ready, because as soon as it tips over for 10, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up our old friend, the timer. We're probably gonna do what we did yesterday, where we do 2 warm-up sprints of 25, and then we'll do, um, the rest of the day, we'll do 30-minute sprints. So, see everybody in 25. Welcome back, readers. We're going to do the next sprint at 45, so a 10-minute break. And this book took a complete left turn. Now, again, this is something I request. I don't even know when this book came out. Let's open up Goodreads. But it came, I want to say it was 2020. So I asked for this book many moons ago. And so far, that has not come back to to me very well. Why did you not open the thing? Okay, this book came out 2021, so not 2020. And so it's a year out now. And I haven't seen anybody talk about this book, which I think is wild. Um this is like so good. I'm I am having a wonderful time so far. And this is I'm so happy this is a good book. But basically, I thought this was like I knew it was gonna be like a hard-hitting one. That's the only thing I remembered. And I thought it was about sexual assault, and like maybe that'll happen in this book. I don't know where I got that. But what really happens is we have our main character who what is Beckett, and she's out here living her life. She starts the book having broken up with her boyfriend, and she's breaking into his car trying to give him back his box of stuff. And you're like, interesting choices, interesting choices. And then, stuff happens, and eventually she discovers a dead body, which I guess trigger warning for like dead infants, because it was definitely a newborn baby in the locker room, just dead in a duffel bag, which gagged me because I was not expecting to read about a dead infant found in the locker room. But that seems to be the plot of the book, trying to figure out who's the parents of this dead child, why they left them in the locker room. And I am definitely invested. And I think we're going to be ending this vlog with another 5 stars, which I think might be the average for this. I mean, the Goodreads average is a 4-star, but for this little project, I've only given one book 5 stars. Interesting. I'm going to give that a 4-star, I think. I've only given one book a 5-star for this project. I've given out 2 1-stars and 5 4-stars. So it's been a little all over the place, but love it for me. You're just joining. You're going to be reading Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. I hope you are also doing well, Kirsty. I feel like I pronounced that way wrong, but finally almost done. Finally was done with Nocturna. Yeah, only one of them was a 5-star, but like I said, there were 12 books for the project. I gave 1 5-star. I have 5 4-stars, 2 3-stars, although one of those 3 stars is me being very generous because I don't think that was a good book. And then I have 1 2-star read. And this book could either be a 4 or a 5, depending on how things go. I really like the narrative voice, so I don't think it's going to like be below a 4-star. It would have to do something really crazy for it to get below a 4-star. But seeing as the book jumpstarts with a dead baby, I feel like the tone has been set. So your brain can't take the human cruelty anymore, so you're switching to the Promised Neverland manga. Cursed. Okay. It just took me a minute to actually read it and then be like, wait, let me not fuck it up. So yeah. I don't think this is gonna be lower than a 4-star. It could, but I feel like the tone has been set pretty well. So for me to be like, oh, this was horrible, it would have to do something completely out of left field, and it could, thriller YA type stories oftentimes fall apart in the 3rd act. So isn't Promised Neverland dark? I don't know. I mean, I know you didn't ask me, but I'm gonna look it up on my old friend Goodreads anyway, because I've never heard of this. So it doesn't sound like it's dark, but maybe there are no books that got 0 stars. There are none, at least according to my little spreadsheet. One of these books that I gave 3 stars, I do not like. Um, oh. There we go. It's a level they can take. Promise it stressed you out? Oh, damn. Apparently everybody had heard about this. One of the books I gave 3 stars, it's very, let me change that. It's not a 3-star book. That was me being kind. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. I don't think that book was very good. I think it really wanted to say something. It it really could be a 1 star. It really could be. I don't know. I'm not gonna I might have to rewatch my vlog portion for that because it really was trying to do something. It was really trying to say something, and I don't think it really said any of the things that it was trying to say very well. I think that it really missed the mark and kind of fell flat. Um, so yeah, there's that. Which is crazy. Now that I'm actually looking at this, the things that I've read for this little project, I have enjoyed more than the things that I've actually been able to talk about as I look at the star ratings for everything else. I think overall, my rating for the year is a 2.09 according to my spreadsheet. No, I mean, it could be, but like I don't hate it. It was really trying to do something and trying to say something that I don't think it really did or said particularly well. So we'll see. Let me add up the ratings for this project as they sit. And then you need to divide that by 12. And for I mean, I only have 1 book left, and right now it's sitting right now, the average star rating for the 12 books that I've read for this project is a 2.83. Um, which I think is pretty fine. And I'm gonna say that right now, if I were to give this last book a 4 star, and then I did the average that way, it would be a 3.1, which is a whole star above where my year is. So it's not though. I think a 2.8 is very high. There is. So I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the titles are YA, but none of the titles came out. No, take it back. 2 title, 3, maybe 4. I think that book came out. No, that had to be last year, but let me double check. Don't want to lie. So there's 8 YA. Also, we're supposed to be sprinting, but after I look this up. Slingshot came out. Yeah, no. So only 3 of the books came out of the YAs came out this year. And those are also the YAs that I did not give particularly high ratings to, I think. Yeah. Oh, I have the year right next to it. Wow. Yeah, that that got a 1 star, and that one is also potentially a 1 star. So, yeah, the 2022 YAs are the ones that got the bad ratings. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it'll be above a 3. We'll see though. But it is 45. We're into our last 25-minute sprint, so I'll be quiet. Welcome back, readers. That was our last 25-minute sprint. So when we sprint again at, I'm going to say 20. We've been doing good with like these little 9-minute breaks or 10-minute breaks roughly. We'll be going for 30 minutes. I'm currently at 34%. And I'm still having a wonderful time. The plot is thickening, characters are charactering, the investigation is happening. What I really like is when the main character is kind of investigating, like they're, a little bit interested, but they are not the sole investigator, if that makes sense. Because I really don't care about children trying to like act like they have the run of the town and they can, do the thing. I really enjoy a police presence, and there is a police presence who is really doing the investigating, and our main character is just kind of like sort of looking into it, sort of using the information her mother is giving her. I'm having a wonderful time. I don't see this being below a 4 star. I can't see it. I don't see it. It's small town, a small town mystery. It's just the way that I haven't seen anybody talk about this book is kind of criminal. It's a little criminal. So I'm happy. I'm happy to do it. Um, so I probably will spend the next like 10 minutes or so of the next sprint updating the vlog because I've read about a third of the book now, and that feels like an appropriate time um to update the people and let them know before uh, I do a little closeout section at the end. What was this? Hopefully, you read 4 chapters of your volume. You listened to 2 chapters of Gideon. You're having a good time. Love that for you. I have not read Gideon the Ninth. I'm assuming this is Gideon the Ninth. And I'm assuming if I were to scroll up, would I see that you told us this? Maybe not. But I'm going to go ahead and assume this is Gideon the Ninth. And I love that for you. I personally have not read Gideon the Ninth. I probably will not read Gideon the Ninth. Um, it just does not seem. It just doesn't seem like a book for me. Okay, yes, it is Gideon the Ninth. It doesn't seem like a book for me. So I love that for everybody else. I don't think I've heard anything bad about Gideon, at least not recently. Definitely not recently. Maybe you were influenced by Tammy. Makes sense. I know Tammy just. I think that was a reread. I feel like that was a reread for not Forbid. I was never going to read. I take it back. What was it? Harrow the Ninth was an advanced listener copy from Libra one month, and so I downloaded it, and I was like, maybe I'll read Gideon one day. But when people talk about Gideon the Ninth, it does not sound like a good book. Like it just. I feel like if you can't sell the book to me, then I'm not going to enjoy the book. Like if you can't coherently tell me what the book is about, it's not. See, but this is what that's what Aaron said. This is what Aaron has said on a number of times. Yeah, I've heard like when the book was first coming out, there was a lot of well, how do I phrase this? So when it was just arcs, it was a bunch of positive stuff. And then when the book actually came out, it was a lot more mixed. And then there was people were people were upset about Tamsin, and there was like a kerfuffle about Tamsin, and then the book was like low key canceled for 3 days, and then it's back, and I haven't heard anybody have anything. It just don't seem like it's for me. I also don't really trust books that were supposed to be. I don't know if I would say I don't trust them, but I do side eye a little bit when the book was like the series is supposed to be a trilogy, and now it's a quartet, and there's a whole new book that's gonna be book 3 instead of it's just too much. It seems messy over there, and I think it's from Tor. I should probably specify Tor.com, but let me make sure. It's not just regular Tor, because they are different. Okay, and it's Tor. I don't trust Tor. So me and Tor don't always get along. So it got too many negative. It got one too many negatives for me. You just finished Restart After Growing Hungry and you're soft because of it. It's a love it or hate it, and you hated it. It's anything but lesbian in space. It's a magic competition with murder mystery elements. I mean, I do like a good murder mystery, but I don't really care about magic in space. And the covers are I think the covers are hideous. I feel like I'm alone there, but I do think that the covers are not very pretty. And I think that the Nona cover actually upsets me the most because it just looks so out of place. It looks so out of place next to the other 2. Um, so welcome. I'd rather you slaughter my favorites than read Gideon. I mean, I'm never gonna read it. I love myself. The book looks horrible. Like it nothing about it looks appealing. You are just over 80 pages into I'm So Not Over You by Costco Jackson. We're trying. We are trying. I also it's a fresh wash today, so they're gonna look good today and not the rest of the week. Don't yeah, I'm not going to. I feel like I have almost picked this up from the library a couple of times because I really want to read something by Costco Jackson. Ever since his first book got pulled because it was something was wrong about it, I guess. I don't really remember. But I think his that cover is also hideous. Think that cover, just something about the way those people be peopling on that cover bothers me. And I feel like there was something, but I guess it's better than his it's like Under the Dome, Survive the Dome is better than that cover. Um, usually both, but I do prefer here's the it has to I won't say it has to be beautiful, but I have to like the aesthetic. Let me pull up the so we can all see what is this book called? I'm So Not Over You. Let me just stop that screen share and let me open this in a new tab so we can look at this together. Share the screen, Chrome tab. Oh, this isn't a Chrome window. That's we over here in Firefox, of course. There we go. Is it not actually gonna okay. Like this is the least interesting that we could be. Just me trying to open up this image. There we go. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's this mustache. It's this man, his entire face is fake dating. I don't like fake dating. It's this floral print background. I feel like I would prefer this to be like a solid color. It something about it just don't feel right. and this really just feels like they drew this person. I mean, I guess their faces are they different? They're a different shape. It just it's not a bad cover. It's just it just doesn't do anything for me. Um, and it's fake dating. So, I don't do fake dating. Ooh, and their exes, it's exes and fake dating? No, no. I do think that if you're going to do fake dating, um, at least at least with exes, I kind of feel like there's something I was supposed to sprint at 20. We'll do it at 25. My bad, y'all. It just something about it. It's not working for me. I love it for the culture, but it's just not for me. Not for me at all. Let me go ahead and get my timer back over here so I'm ready to go for the next one. But we still have 4 minutes. What was I saying here? He centered two non-Muslims in a book about the Kosovo War. Oh, okay. I mean, at least he pulled. I mean, I don't know. I feel like again, I want to read something by Costco Jackson, but it is don't feel like it's gonna happen anytime soon. They could have. They could have. If this it might just be the mustache. It's like slightly off. There's just something about it that isn't it's again, it's not a horrible cover. I definitely think that like of the illustrations, it's fine. But I feel like at that this cover, the one that we were just looking at, the I'm so not over you cover, it just feels like that one could have been real people. Like you could have really gotten some real people for that one, and maybe it would have vibed better because it's such a standard romance cover that having them illustrated just for what, like when they're smaller people and like the background and the cover is more about the title and the typography. Like maybe it would be better, but it's just like you could have gotten a couple black men to pose for that. The relationship breakup was still fresh. Oh god. I mean, I'm hoping you're having a good time. The book itself could be good. It's a trope that I don't care for. Um, and the cover is just not what I want it to be. But I do think it's better than his other one. The his little survive the dome. Is that even the name of the book? Yesterday is history. I thought that cover was hideous. Yeah, survive the dome. Again, it's not bad. It's just it got too many. You know what it's giving? It reminds me of the LL McKinney books, but those are hideous covers too. So it's not like a compliment. You just made a grilled cheese sandwich. You're having an amazing time. You love to see it. I have not, but I will look it up now and we can talk about it maybe when we come back from the sprint because we already met. Oh, this is okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this after we sprint, but it's time to sprint. It's we're not gonna miss it a second time. Where is the tab with the here it is. Welcome back, readers. I made it to 51% of my book. Still going strong. Still easily a 4-star. Love it for me. And I'm gagged that I have not seen this in people's I mean, it is a heavy book. Like the whole case is about a dead baby. So like maybe I shouldn't expect people to want to read about a dead baby. But I feel like I see people read a whole lot of mystery, thrillery things. And if you're gonna read, I talked about this in my vlog, but it's like if you're gonna read mystery, thrillery things where people are dying, people are getting kidnapped, people are getting, limbs severed. We can read this book. People should read this book. Definitely 10 out of 10 recommend this book. You finished Nocturna, congratulations. Kendall is saying that I have like an hour and some change left, so we might not be going for 4 hours today. We might just go for another hour. I mean, essentially, like that's what happens in the mystery thrillers. Like people be dying left and right. So like I understand that it's sad, but I will tell everybody. I Yesterday I told people what the book was at the end of the sprint. And I'll probably do that again today. So I think that's what I'll do because technically it's for a secret video, but I'll let y'all know at the end when I finished it. On page 298 of Akatar, Shauna, there is no height. I say as I have a whole shelf, but let me see what page 298 looks like. Let me see if I remember what's happening on page 298. Oh, that's not very far. Well, yeah, it is. It looks pretty far. I just can't flip properly. In my book, okay. At least you're in the interesting part of the book. I will say. You're there. Stuff is happening where you are. It's no longer just vibes. You're at 17%. Also, we're going to do the next sprint. Let's say at 5. We'll do the next sprint. At 17% now, and you're convinced the two main characters are going to cheat, if not physically, definitely emotionally. Did you tell us what you're reading? You had to have. Let me see if I can scroll up. Maybe you didn't. Maybe. Okay. You're. Oh, The Intangible and Wahala. I don't know which one you're 17% of the way through, but you got 30 more pages and the main character just needs to take a breather. You finished Restore Me from J.L. Seegers, and it was amazing. Let me open a new Goodreads tab so I can see what this is about, because I've never heard of this version of this book. I only know about the Tahara Mafi Restore Me. Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. This is a horrible cover. Okay, never mind. It just had a horrible thumbnail, but it's fine. It's perfectly average. My husband's best friend. He's arrogant, dismissive. Okay. Interesting. Definitely not for me. Enemies to lovers about forbidden romance. I mean, I don't know what's so forbidden if the man is dead. Like, if your husband died, like, I don't know what do you, you know what I mean? Like, he's dead. Like, he can't object to you fucking the best friend no more. But that's just me. But it does have a 4.1 average rating. So a lot of people seem to agree with you that it is a good book. You may have just been watching Erin's video. She put out a video today. I haven't been watching anybody's video. I've been trying, but I just be looking at the thumbnail and going, you know what? That actually doesn't look interesting. Let me see what her video today was, or read her most recent video, because maybe I did watch it. Oh, no, I have not read this. I have not watched this. But I don't have any interest in listening to her talk about Will or the other Will, because I'm not going to read either of those things. So yeah, I didn't hate it either. I think I gave that one 4 stars, but I think I gave it 4 stars because everybody told me it was going to be horrible, and then it wasn't really horrible. It was just fine, like it was a good time. The intangible. Okay, I don't know what's happening with the cheating situation, but you're probably right. You need to read Restore Me. You heard it was good. With Snap, we got an hour long. Yeah, because it's her month-long vlog. It's that time because it's the beginning of June. So her May vlog is out. We got 4 minutes till the sprint. I do want to talk about this cover briefly. Because I think this cover is hideous. Open image in a new tab. First, I would like to apologize to Mr. Costico because I do feel like I am picking on you a little bit. But what is this? What is this? What are First of all, it's called salt and pepper. We got fucking red onions and some lettuce. For what? For what, sir? And the book is 2 cooks in the kitchen are better than 1. I don't know. I don't know about that. Xavier Reynolds is doing less than stellar. He just got dumped, was passed over. Why are both of his books about people getting dumped? Why are both of his adult romance? Bitch, I just got dumped. Let me go. Not this. And to top it off, he's right back at home in Harper's Cove, Maine. Population 9,000. So is this man the other gay person in Harper's Cove? Okay. The last thing he needs to do is work as a prep chef in the kitchen of the hip new restaurant in town, The Wharf. Why is it? I'm not even get into that. Especially since the hot single father chef who owns it can't delegate to save his life, which doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Logan O'Hare doesn't. Why is his last? Okay, Mr. Airport doesn't understand Xavier. Why every word out of his mouth is dipped in sarcasm. Unfortunately, he has no choice but to hire him. Why? Why? Why does he have no choice? Just close. You have choices. Anyway, he needs more help in the kitchen, and his tween daughter Anne can only mince so many onions. It might be a recipe for disaster, but Logan doesn't have many options besides Xavier. Stuck between a stove and a hot place, Logan and Xavier discover an unexpected connection, but when the heat between them threatens to top the Scoville scale, okay, that's a totally different measure of heat. We're talking about a stove and that's, physical heat. Scoville is a completely different measure of heat. Now we're mixing metaphors here. Why are we mixing? They'll have to decide if they can make the relationship work. What relationship? They don't have a relationship. They are literally co-workers. They literally just met and they're co-workers. Or if life has seasoned them too differently. I can't. I'm sorry, sir. This shit like this, no rights. No rights. Let me get rid of that. We're not sharing that no more. That was horrible. Listen. I like a good pun, but that was, or has life seasoned them too differently? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing. Thank God it's '05. Thank God. Thank you. And I will excuse it because it was the summary. Like the summary is supposed to be cutesy, so like I get it, but I feel like that would be in the book. I feel like that's what's gonna be in the book. Either way, it is '05, and I said we were gonna sprint to '05. So I'm gonna pull up my friend the timer, and I'm gonna try and forget that's what we just read. Um, because none of that, um, none of that was for me. None of that was for me, um, at all. If you're curious, I think before I closed the tab, it said the book is out this December. So a dash of salt and pepper out this December, where they have two people in this restaurant, which, as someone who has worked in kitchens, is the most foolish thing I've ever heard, even for a town of 9,000 people. But whatever, I'm gonna be quiet. We're gonna do some reading. Welcome back. We are going to do one more sprint at 45. It is going to be our last sprint of the night because I'm going to finish my book. So that was the goal of the sprint. So that's what I'm going to I'm going to call it after finishing my book. It doesn't seem prudent to continue on after that, to me personally. Sorry. So yeah, 45 will do a last little sprinty sprint. And I'm currently at, I think it was 80% of this book. Let me see here. 81 maybe? 82%. And according to Kindle, I only have 22 minutes left. So love that for me. It also means that I'll be done. I'll be done before 8 o'clock. It'll be like 7:30 when we end the sprints after I come back, say hello, wrap everything up. So I might start editing the last like little hour of footage that I need to do tonight, and it'll be up at a reasonable hour for the patrons. Love that for me. Let's see here. You were right about the cheating, but with a completely different person. You love to see it. Congratulations on your instincts being correct. And yes, I am almost done. Finally, after months and months and months, Secret Project will definitely be up Wednesday morning, 5 o'clock. We are like this close to it. And I'm very excited to be over and done and to continue. That also means I finally get to update. I get to update my NetGalley a little bit. I get to improve my score before I ruin it again. I say ruin it, but at this point, I don't really go onto the site and request things. I just the publicists send me things, but I still feel bad that they've sat there thinking I haven't read these things, and some of these I've had finished now for a few months, so it's a little sketch. I didn't think it would either. Last month, I was like, this little vlog. Well, saying I didn't think I was going to finish it feels incorrect just because I had already read like 10 things and filmed so much footage and bothered to keep track of it all that it seems silly. I do still stand by that this is probably my last reading vlog for a minute. Take it back. That's also I keep hitting this. That's also technically a lie because I did vlog my reading experience of Babel. And then after I did Babel, I was like, I really don't like vlogging. So between Babel and this, these are like my last two vlogs that are gonna see the light of day. I think. Now that this project is behind me, I might revisit the idea of reading vlogs. But for right now, it's just this and my Babel video, which I still need to make a thumbnail for. So I should probably do that at some point. But I have a few months because that video is not coming out. I think I have it scheduled to come out a week before the book, maybe. I don't remember. I know that it's uploaded already though, so it's taken care of, and it'll see the light of day at some point in August. So I would already put it out, but it's spoilery, and I didn't feel like doing 2 videos for Babel like I did with Jade Legacy. So it's just getting one video. I am not surprised that Illumicrate is coming out with a version. I didn't know that Illumicrate announced a version. Um, I like the UK version more than the US because the book is about working with silver. So I don't understand why the US cover has gold lettering. I think that's weird. Like I understand that it's really the same image. Like the little tower or whatever is the same on both books. It's just presented differently, but it's the goal, and it's a hideous font as well. It just is. But I'm sure that the Illumicrate will be pretty. I'll have to. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need to tell myself I don't need it. I need it. It was a good book though. E- In the vlog, I said there was probably, and even in my tweets, they did I mean, I'm not at all surprised that they're doing it. It makes perfect sense for them to do it. Like, I don't know what else they would do. But I do think that aluminum crate do be expensive for what you be getting. I will say that. if if somebody, I feel like if I were to go on to Goodreads, I could probably find a bad review. I will say that there is one aspect of the book, which is the only bad aspect of the book that I can't even talk about because I do because well, one I can't talk about because somebody's read it. You know what I mean? Like there are so few people that have read it. But there is one aspect that every time I'm like, "Oh, it's the best book I've ever read. It's, top book of my entire lifetime." I do think about this one part of the book, and this one part of the book really, like, it really if it was literally anybody else, I could see myself giving it a 1 star because of that one part of the book. Because that part of the book really upsets me. It re and when I read it, it wasn't, like, that bad. I was just like, "Oh, oh." But the further I get from the book, that part really bothers me, and I brought it up briefly in the vlog because I was like, "I have to talk about this." I mean, it's it's not so bad that I would if I really wanted to go back and give the book 1 star, I would, but I do still think that Babel is that girl, and R.F. Kuang did the thing. But this part of the book, I really want to have I say I want to have a conversation with Miss Rebecca, but please don't, Miss Rebecca. Please, I'm not gonna reach out to schedule that. Please don't reach out to me to schedule that. Um, I want to have the conversation, but we don't really need to have a conversation. But I feel like somebody needs to ask her about that part of the book. And based on people, I don't think people are going to the part I think what's bothersome to me is that I think that is probably the one part of the book that I think we should talk about the most. Um, but based on readership, it's not going to be glossed over because it's going to be glossed over because it revolves around a character um like this. But I digress. Maybe maybe when the book comes out, I'll see people talk about and all will be right in the universe. But it is 45. And I said we would sprint at 45. So I'm gonna pull up our old trusty friend. We're gonna do our last little sprinty sprint. And yeah, that's all I got. Welcome back, readers. That was our last sprint, so it's like 45 minutes shorter than yesterday. Look at that. We are being, a little faster. So I finished with like 10 minutes to spare. So I updated my spreadsheet. I um added I added the footage to the folder from my first little vloggy clip. I thought about trying to vlog, but I knew that the sprint was going to be over before. So I just started watching some TBR videos, unwinding from my sprint. But I'm happy to hear how your guys' sprint went. And then I'm going to wrap this up and end the live at 20. So in like 4 minutes, just in case you guys want to let me know how you did. I can tell you what I was reading. I was reading Every Single Lie by Rachel Vincent. Came out last January, and I was trying to do something. I don't remember what I was trying to do. So I'll set my phone down. But yeah, it came out last January. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised because I do think that it was from Bloomsbury. And Bloomsbury, and they pushed like 4 of their books. And if you are not Sarah J. Maas, um, Miss 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 Joanne, or now they kind of occasionally will push Madeline Miller. Sometimes um some of their other YA people will get pushed, but Bloomsbury does a really ass job, I think, of pushing a lot of their other authors, which is wild to me. Um who is it? What is that one? The Curse Breaker Bridget. Some like Bridget is like kind of getting pushed pretty frequently on their Instagram page, but they I think do a really horrible job of advertising the book that they publish, which is wild because they do publish a lot of people. They have like a lot of authors at Bloomsbury. So like why it's always just Sarah and Joanne and Bridget and sometimes Madeline is weird to me. But I don't make the marketing decisions. But I definitely think that this deserves more than the 288 reviews that it has and 1,200 ratings. But this was so good. Like this was so great, and it has like nobody read it. You got to 21% overall, and you do believe the two main characters are going to cheat now or moving dangerously close from professional to personal. That was the first spinning I actually read. You got through 2 chapters of A Sky Beyond the Storm. Finished up one book and you're a quarter of the way through another. Look at you. Everyone here is so productive. We got a quarter of the way through one book. You were reading a completely different book at the start, and you finished your volume of the manga that you picked up for a little breaky break. So all kinds of stuff. 2 chapters and whatever you were doing before. You just joined, hopefully. Sadly, that is not the case. Sadly, I was going to wrap this up in 1 minute, but the replay is here. So you can just ignore me and drag the little cursor all the way back to the beginning, and it'll be like you were here with me for the last 3 hours. Like I said, if you just drag the cursor back, you should be able to keep watching. Eventually, it'll process into a video. So it'll be like 3 hours and 20 minutes that we were live. And I was live for 4 hours yesterday. So if you really need to do some reading, we got you. What? But yeah, so thank you for people who came out, people who didn't. I think I might do some reading sprints again in the future. Don't know when, so we got to keep an eye on the Twitter. But for now, I'm gonna go eat some cereal and then start editing this footage together. So thanks for coming out. I'll see you guys again. Definitely on Wednesday. We got a video coming on Wednesday. But outside of that, I'll see you guys again soon, whenever that happens to be. But until then, and until next time.